Welcome back to Up Front. The Assembly Republicans' plan to raise money for state roads by changing up sales and gas taxes has hit a roadblock. Both Governor Walker and Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald shot down the plan offered by Representative Dale Cuenca and members of his caucus. Fitzgerald said the state should look at borrowing for roads in the short term and consider toll roads as a longer-term solution. These are decisions that will come before the legislature's powerful budget writing committee. And we're joined now by the Senate co-chair of the Joint Finance Committee, Senator Alberta Darling of River Hills. Senator, it's good to have you back on the program. Good to have you, Mike. So let's talk about where we are in the process right now. You said either we're going to come up with probably a Band-Aid solution or a longer-term solution. Which seems more likely? Well,
I hope we don't kick the can down the road. We can't solve the problem in one budget, but I hope we have a vision about where we're going and what kind of a commitment we're going to make for it. You know, as I travel the state, people are saying, fix the roads, fix the roads. But, you know, when you say, well, how should we pay for it? We don't have enough revenues. They say, well, don't raise my taxes. So that's the dilemma we're in. People want better roads. They want the north-south, they want the zoo, they want things fixed around southeastern Wisconsin. And outstaters are going, how about my road? So the dynamics are pretty stiff and competitive, but we've got to come to some decision, some compromise.
I just said that the governor and the Senate Majority Leader Fitzgerald shot down the Assembly Republicans' plan, the Cuenca plan. Is that an accurate assessment?
I think it is.
It's not going anywhere.
I talked to Dale, and I give Dale a lot of credit for putting a solution on the table. It's a very complicated one, and it actually led to a flat tax, which is very desirable. But the mix of increases in sales and other fees were not acceptable to many people, and to the governor especially. So unfortunately, that is off the table, I think. But I give him credit for putting something on the table, and that's what we have to do as a Senate. We have to figure out what our positions are, because in our Senate, some people will agree with the majority leader and others will say we don't want any more bonding, but no more bonding will lead to delays in projects, and many will say, well, that's okay. If we don't have the money, we shouldn't do it. I'm very concerned about the roads that are started right now, especially the zoo, not being completed.
So is Senate Majority Leader Fitzgerald came out with something last week, and he said, okay, short term we borrow, and long-term, we look at toll roads. Is that something that you would find acceptable?
Well, I support the majority leader in putting a solution on the table. I think that debate is going to be pretty rough in our caucus because many do not want to increase bonding. But he's talking about GPR bonding.
General revenue.
Yeah,
that could be used for schools, education, things like that.
But you know what? As I go around the country, many are saying, how can you have a surplus in your state? How have you managed your money? We're short on cash, we're short on revenues. It's because we made really tough decisions the last couple of budgets that we're in the position of having a pretty major surplus. So it's time not to just spend, it's time to really figure out how we can make best use of what we have.
What about this idea of creating tollways? You need the federal government to sign off on that. It's something down the road. You'd have to build it, construct a system, all of that. Does that have appeal to you?
It does. I think that, again, has to be discussed in our caucus. But if you look at tolling, it's a user fee. And we have many, many tourists coming in and out of our state. Many businesses go through our state to get to Minneapolis. So we have a lot of traffic going in and out of Wisconsin. And that would be a user fee for those who don't live here. And that would be a really big plus for us. But we have to get our bid into the federal government. There are 2 slots left, and so we need to put our name in, not saying we're going to do it, but just to see if we can get on the queue.
Do you sense there's an appetite in your caucus, or for that matter in the Assembly caucus, for tolling?
I think it is an option that many would like to see, but it's definitely not a consensus option right now. We have to really discuss where we're going.
So here's a question for you. Are personalities getting in the way of coming up with some sort of solution or compromise? You see this sort of back and forth between Speaker Vos and the governor, sometimes on Twitter, sometimes in media briefings. Is that delaying a solution to the transportation problem?
I think we have to be a part of the same team. And I know Representative Vos wants to be on the same team. And I think we should all just take a deep breath. I really like the governor. I really like Robin Vos. And I'm very close to Majority Leader Fitzgerald. So I know these personalities and I respect them. But it's time for us to sit down at the table as a team and figure out where we're going to go and give each other support.
A different issue, the governor was not happy happy with the decision of the committee to say, you know, we're not going to go towards self-insurance for state employees. We don't think that's an idea we should be doing right now. He says pretty emphatically, yes, you should be doing that. Give us your rationale for saying no.
Well, key points is we did this in the 80s, and our insurance costs rose 23+%. Right now, our raises have been like 3% to the national 7% for healthcare costs. And I think we have a really good, vital, dynamic healthcare system in Wisconsin. And if we move all of our state employees and shrink the system, we're not going to have enough competition as we do right now to make reasonable choices. So I look at what we have going forward. They're talking about a 1.7 increase in our premiums. To me, is that a good reason to shift to self-insurance when we're getting those results now, especially with what's happening in Washington? We're not sure what's going to happen there, and we're not sure how that's going to affect our medical community. So I think we need to take a deep breath and step back. We can find the 60 million savings within the healthcare system.
So education is not going to be hurt by this decision?
It's my understanding that there's a great deal of support for the education package, but we could be much more cost-effective and efficient in our healthcare by going to more evidence-based approaches, having incentives and disincentives for us to make better choices, which will reduce the cost. So there are a lot of reforms we could do for our healthcare system as we have it. And because we have such good results with it, I just don't think it's time to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Senator Alberta Darling is the co-chair of the Joint Finance Committee. It's good to have you back on the program.
Good to be here, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. President Trump's controversial firing of FBI Director James Comey. What Wisconsin's congressional delegation is saying about it. That's next on Up Front. And remember, you can keep the conversation going throughout the week by following me at Mike Gousha on Twitter.